Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Effed. I'm your host, Louis Rossman, and today we're going to be talking about a company that has a definition of lifetime that is as long as my... Well, I'm not going to go there. This is a company called Red Sky Labs. They've created something called the Muzio Player. This is a music player for Android phones. We have an entry here on the Consumer Action Taskforce Wiki. I'm going to show you what they've done. You can tell from these reviews here that what they've done is they made a great music app. I was tired of the default media app on my phone being terrible, so I found an app with good ratings and went for it. It does everything I wanted to do plus some. Solid decision, don't regret it. You know what this decision that he made that he should regret? Is he paid for a lifetime license. And again, lifetime to these companies nowadays they mean something about as long as, you know, the thing. The app updated recently since my phone is set to just update my apps when an update is available. And even though I paid for the full version, I'm getting ads on startup, ads and banners, and annoying pop-ups trying to get me to pay weekly for some service I'm never going to use. And there are many, many other reviews of people saying the exact same thing. They sold a lifetime pro license to not have ads. And then they changed the terms of the sale, and now you do have ads. And if you want to get rid of them, you have to pay them a monthly fee. The idea that I'm entitled to updates from now until the end of time for free because I purchased the app once, I don't believe that. However, if I bought version 6 of your application, I don't care if you're on version 8005 of your application. I want my version 6 to still work. You don't have the right to take that away from me. And in the United States of America, we have this funny thing where it drives me insane, where people will say shit like, it's your fault. You should know by now what that product and that company is. If you didn't do your research, that's on you. The problem with this, aside from the fact that you need to have an undergraduate degree in law to understand half of the terms in an end-user license agreement of terms of service in 2025, is that a company can do this to their terms of service and then just say, here's the new terms of service that you have to listen to. Sucks to suck, we can change it. And for some reason, this is legal, and nobody seems to get in trouble for this because our consumer protection is a joke. When users were emailing them, this is one of my favorites. To be clear, I do not mean to insult you, because apparently when I say things on this channel, it comes off differently than I intended. I realize that. And back in October, there was a sale of a Lifetime Pro membership, which offered no advertisements for a lifetime. This was a very enticing offer coming from one of the best Android music players that had so much freedom and customizability and was ran almost entirely locally, with only online backups requiring an internet connection. And even then, backups were stored in your own personal Google accounts. However, Lifetime turned out to mean only 3 months. In early January, the app got an update, and with it, a new and exciting business model. At first, I thought it was a bug. I was getting advertisements after having paid specifically to have them removed. I emailed the Muzio feedback email with kindness and respect. Hello, I've been getting ads. Is this a bug? Or others experiencing this? I'm willing to provide app logs of my purchase receipt if this is a bug. This email was written almost 2 weeks ago and still no reply. So this guy is actually... an honest enough person that he really thought this is a bug. Let me send them logs so I can fix this, because in his head, people are not scammers because he is not a scammer. After getting no reply from them, I decided to look at their app change log and their Play Store reviews just to see if anybody else is having the same issue. Lo and behold, most recent reviews are all bashing the app for switching to a subscription model and completely disregarding people with Lifetime Pro memberships. Then I wrote this from a different account with a more serious tone. Hello, I paid to get no ads and I'm getting ads. If this is intentional, I will be requesting a refund. That email was also ignored. This feels like they're not being the whole bitch and also ignoring recent negative feedback. Indeed, it is true. Is this something worth putting in the cat wiki? Is this something worth getting mad over? Yes, it is. You paid for it. I don't care if it's 50 cents or $50,000. The same principle applies. They don't have the ability to take away what you bought and paid for. We are not being protected by consumer protection agencies or anyone, which means that we have to help ourselves. And the way we help ourselves is we document this as often as humanly possible. Many people have asked the same thing. Does this really belong there? I'm not a great writer. I don't know what to put in. And that's fine. When this article came out on Netflix, this was the original article, and it didn't even have these screenshots. It was just a stub like this. It wasn't fully ready, and it didn't meet up to the standards of the wiki. It was marked as a stub. It was put over here in the articles in need of work category, and then the community swarmed this article and turned it into this. It had citations, it got photos, it has a detailed technical description, people tearing apart their terms of service, demonstrating what the complete requirements are to get 4K on Netflix, the requirements that Netflix does disclose, and the requirements they do not, and exactly why it is misleading the way they explain it. Even if you create an article that's barely there, just a little stub that doesn't live up to the moderator guidelines, don't worry about it. We'll mark it as a stub, and the community will come together to turn it into something awesome. I want to explain to you what my dream is here and why I believe that this is actually something that's doable. Someone said it would be nice if when you're trying to log out buying the Pixel phone, you get a warning. This company is known for giving their consumers 48 hours notice before they break their phones with the irreversible and non-optional update. This was my response. This is my dream. There's already a page for it. Wouldn't it be cool if when you were going to buy one, it had a little exclamation point pop up in a non-intrusive manner that warned you about the company's practices with a link for you to read about them? For instance, let's say that you're on an LG refrigerator page and you're about to buy this LG fridge for $1,200. Wouldn't it be nice if you knew that in spite of the fact that they advertise a 10-year warranty, they don't stand behind that 10-year warranty, and when you try to class action sue them for their linear compressor issues where this thing fails within 1 or 2 years and they don't cover it under warranty, they try to tell you that your warranty doesn't matter because it says on the side of the box, forced arbitration, you have to go through us. You never saw the box because the box was thrown away by the delivery people when they delivered your fridge before it even entered your home. You never saw the box in the store because in the store they don't show you the box. But somehow you agreed to that forced arbitration agreement that just completely removes your warranty and your ability to get anything for it. Wouldn't it be nice if you had a browser extension, which somebody's actually working on already, that while you're on this page to buy this fridge, just a little exclamation point pops up there. And then it links you to this. It'll just have, warning, warranties violated, consumers screwed, something like that, but more professional. And then just a link to this if you want to read the entire thing with all of the citations. Sponsor Block exists not because they make billions of dollars, but because you have millions of people editing it every second of the day and adding in relevant information so that the entirety of YouTube is advertisement free. Imagine if you could harness the same power of millions of people pissed off at getting screwed over by these companies to create the ultimate database of you will own nothing and be happy that does the same thing, that holds companies accountable when they take away what you bought and paid for. That's my dream. People don't get paid to make the list for uBlock, Origin, or Sponsor Block. 99% of these contributions are made by normal people every day for free. People that spend 5 or 10 seconds of their time each week submitting this information, powered and motivated by being pissed off at what annoys them and screws them, annoying ads on the internet. There's a lot of power in that outrage and aggravation, and I want to try and funnel that into something productive for everyone and productive for consumer protection. Nobody's protecting us when it comes to consumer rights. We got to do it for ourselves. All I did is kick the ball and get it started, and people many times smarter and infinitely more resourceful than me is keeping it going. You can meet with them all and chat with them here. wiki.rossmangroup.com/chat. Lastly, if you want to avoid seeing advertisements on your Android phone, you don't have ad block for individual applications. However, I did write a guide that goes over how to set up a VPN through your router and how to set up a router that blocks all ads. I did this a while ago. What I'd like to have eventually happen with this is if people want, this is a separate wiki, by the way. I'll leave the link to that down below. Separate wiki. This is something where if people wanted to go over their own type of self-hosting stuff, you could make your own page. The original page that I made, I'd like this guide to stay exactly as it is, just maybe like minor corrections here or there. If I typed something like, D disk instead of F disk and it's an obvious typo. But if you want to say your own way of doing this stuff, like make your own page. So this is a guide that I took off the entire month of October and November and some of December making YouTube videos on how to run your entire life using open source software without ever having to see an ad. Phone service, email, contacts, calendar, security system, password manager, literally like everything. I still have the page down button hit on my keyboard. It's still going. I took off 2 months of my life for this. 2 months of my life so that my audience can avoid ads. That's why I laugh so hard when people say I do this shit for the ad revenue. I took off 2 months of my life to show you guys how to block every single fucking ad on the internet. Yeah, it says a lot here. A lot here. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now. Consumer Action Task Force. Wiki.rossmangroup.com. Add a /chat at the end to show up in the Discord. Add to it. Help make this better. Let's build a dream. A system whereby you literally are automatically alerted right before you use a product or buy a product that's about to fuck you, where you could figure out exactly how they did it. All community owned. Run by you. People here are killing it. They're killing it. Look at the contributions we got so far. Look at how much work people are putting into this. Shout out to Costas, Mr. Polo, Waldo, Shingo, ADR Daniel, Watchdog, Dreadhawk, Keith, not just for producing articles, but also for helping produce the fundamental underlying principles on how this entire system should work. Emmanuel, Nullex, and for the all-time contributors, man, I was not expecting Waldo to surpass Costas the way it did. Shout out to Waldo, Costas, Mingai, Shingo, Keith, not myself because I haven't contributed as much recently. person whose name I would read if you made it something I could pronounce. James TDK, TDG, James TDG, sorry about that. Karar, who helped me with the repair wiki as well, and TPAD90. Gods among men, kings, I say. The knights of consumer protection. See you in the next one. Bye now.